Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an experience like no other. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for The Mary D. Show, where the ordinary meets the extraordinary. The Mary D. Show brings you powerful insights and inspiring stories from a diverse range of guests. Join our incredible host, Mary D. Welch, as she sits down with thought leaders, business owners, and changemakers, sharing their journeys and successes. From career professionals and entrepreneurs to educators and beauty advisors, Mary D. Welch interviews sports figures and health enthusiasts, offering a platform for extraordinary voices. Explore the world of extraordinary people and places in business and finance, homes and real estate, beauty and wellness, education and empowerment, sports and health, and more. Want to be a guest on the show? Call 619-669-8603 or email Mary at marydwelch.com. Visit www.marydwelch.com to learn more.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mary D. Show. Can you believe it's been a week? It went by so fast. I'm like, wow. Maybe it's me. I can't decide, but I think things are just speeding up or something. Like someone told me that when you're young, it seems like time is going slow, but as you get older, time just speeds up. So I'm beginning to agree. I think that's what it is. But welcome to the show. I like to first thank you, our live viewers. Thank you, live viewers. I like to thank you, our replay viewers. Thank you, replay viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter how you see the show, it matters. It matters to me that you're here. You're touching my heart just by being present. Thank you. And I said thank you to our executive producer, Oliver Welch. Hi, babe. He's in the background. As you guys know, Oliver does not miss a show. I can't thank him enough, his support. Though at the end, he critiques me. So just know that, you know what that's called, though. That's called love, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all it is. It's just love. But he critiques me and tells me about the show and tells me what he likes. And he'll tell me what he thought, I could have done something a little bit different, a little bit, a change or something like that. I like to also thank our sponsors for the show. Today, our sponsor is the Idea Club. Many of you know the Idea Club. They have been with the show from the very beginning. So thank you, Idea Club. The Idea Club is, you can, if you're looking for a 501c3, if you're looking for those of you that would like to get a 501c3, which is a nonprofit, and I said it really quick, it's 501, then C, it's a little C, and then 3, which is a nonprofit corporation, because I talk really fast. I have to slow down. If you're looking for that, you would contact the Idea Club, and the Idea Club can help you set that up. And you just go to theideaclub.com, and they can help you. So that's how you would contact if you're looking for that. If you're looking to start an S Corp or a C Corp, you could also go, and if you're looking for that, go to the Idea Club, and it can help you with that. I'm saying that because sometimes it's not even that you need a lot, but you just need to know, just a little push in the right direction that's going to help you. So you definitely want to do that. And I also want to let you know, if you're looking to write a book, how many of us have books in us? And I'll say this, and I haven't talked about it in a long time. And I say that because this book, many of you know, I wrote this book, Saying No Nicely. This book is 38 pages. It's not going to win any, prizes, but I can tell you but it's powerful information. But I show you this, ladies and gentlemen, because it gives you an idea. It doesn't have to be a 1,000-page book. It's not that. It's what is inside of the book that matters. The information is going to help someone. As I told many of you, I've shared with you, I was the yes person. I didn't know how to say no. I did not. And the day I learned, a couple things happened. One, I said yes to 4, I'm going to count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different events. Same day, same time. Think about what I'm saying. That's when I knew I had a problem. 4 different events. I came home, I took a shower, and I got in the bed. I didn't go to any of it because I knew I had a problem. But it would be years later before I wrote the book. It would be years. So if you're a yes person, then this is a book for you. And I want to share that with you. And I'm sharing, I haven't shared this is not the new one. This is one of the older ones, Justin Locke, the children's books. Children's books, I have just an affinity for children's books. I really do. They're so close to my heart. That one I just showed you, Justin Lost a Tooth, as you know, Bradley. Justin Lost a Tooth. Bradley Can't Find His Pants. Peyton the Pink Whale with the Yellow Tail. All of them are available on Amazon. You can get them all there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you are in for a treat, I am going to introduce to you this gentleman. I actually called him Dr. Fairley. That's how strong and how I was so impressed with everything that he's done and everything that he's doing. I gave him the title doctor, but he corrected me. He said, "No, I'm not a doctor, at least not yet. But I'm going to read to you his bio, and you'll see why I said the things I'm saying, because he is here to help. He's not just here. He's saying, I'm going to make a difference in this world. And he's done it in so many different ways. His name is Edward L. Fairley. He's not just a CEO. He's a transformational therapist, a speaker, and relationship strategist on a mission to revolutionize how we understand and practice love. Let me say that last part. That he's on a mission to revolutionize how we understand and practice love, LOVE. As the founder of No Love Incorporated, or INC, Edward has dedicated his life to helping individuals, couples, and communities master emotional intelligence, elevate their communication, and heal through truth-based connection. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. What I just read was so powerful. I have to read it again because this is big. As I'm reading, I've already read it, by the way, but still, I'm going to read it again for you. Edward has dedicated his life to helping individuals, couples, and communities master emotional intelligence, elevate their communication, and heal through truth-based connection. With over 2 decades of experience in counseling and relationship coaching, Edward's expertise is rooted in both science and soul. He is the author of The Handbook for Increasing Your Relationship IQ, a critically acclaimed guide born from years of research on emotional literacy and relationship dynamics. His groundbreaking work invites readers to go beyond cliches and dive deep into the why behind human connection. Edward's commitment to innovation led him to develop the No Love board game stimulation, a first of its kind interactive counseling tool that makes personal growth fun, safe, and transformative. Through immersive role playing, the game brings therapy into real life, offering users a playful yet powerful way to unpack trauma, improve self-awareness, and foster genuine intimacy. He is the host of No Love Podcast, where he shares transparent, thought-provoking conversations that redefine love and challenge common misconceptions about relationships, masculinity, and vulnerability. A devoted father of 20 years plus and a proud father of 3, Edward embodies the principles he teaches. Whether he's speaking on stage, coaching one-on-one, or creating tools for healing, his message is clear. You can't fully give love until you truly know love. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Edward Fairley. There you.
Thank you.
I'm giving you a hand clap.
Thank you so much.
I mean, the things just reading through it. I've already read through, but going back reading through it, it was so powerful. Of the things that you're doing, you're healing people. You're basically healing their souls is what it amounts to.
That is definitely the goal. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. Well, I know we have a comment here. It says No Love Podcast. It says, "Hi, I'm Oliver.
That's me.
Mr. Oliver. I'm Edward.
That's me. I was responding back too because I didn't want to leave Mr. Oliver hanging.
Okay. I didn't see the
Oh,
conversation.
he said hi. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
First,
Yeah,
Antonio says hi. So we're gonna
yeah,
get
Antonia.
we're gonna get into the messages to our audience. I don't want to leave them out. Antonio, and then he goes, hi. Everybody says hi, Oliver. Oliver, everybody know Oliver. And you say, hi, brother Edward. That's from Antonio. Hi, Antonio.
Yeah.
And then we have Fayette. Fayette is an author also. And she has a
Awesome.
children's book. Fayette. Hi, Fayette. You said me. Fayette. Oh, you wait. Don't worry. And then you said, I'm sorry, here we go. You said, I love saying no nice and change my you're talking about the book.
Awesome. Yeah, good.
It does change your life, by the way, because you know why? You're taking back control of your life. That's what that does. You're no longer just doing because people ask. You said, hi, Oliver, I'm Edward. And then Elaine says, oh, okay. Elaine is a super fan. Elaine is at every show. Elaine is and she's actually going to be a guest on the show. She helps kids get scholarships for college.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't it? She says, hello, Mary and Oliver, and your truly special guest, Edward L. Fairley. Glad to be here and learn even more. Elaine, hi, Elaine.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
She's here. When I tell you every show, it's so nice when you have your super fans on. You said, hi, I'm Antonio. I know. Oh, that's what you said. Hi, Antonio. Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
So now tell me, the first question I asked you, I think, is what is love? I think that's what I asked you when we were talking. Let's start with that. What is love? What is it?
Love is an expression to someone else, letting them know rather by an action how you feel about them with no expectation of something being reciprocated or in return. It's to show them how you feel about them. That's what love is.
So is it always a positive?
Love is always a positive, most certainly. It's an expression to positively show someone how you feel about them. Now, the trick of the enemy is to convince us that love is give and take, which sets us up with the assumption of manipulation becoming love. So what I mean by that is, so now because I was taught that love is give and take, I do things with the expectation of receiving something, and love is now gone. So the epitome of love is God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
Right.
There's nothing that we can do to give God back anything for that gesture. And it's an expression that we cannot pay back. That is the epitome of love. Now, when two people do love in a relationship, it happens to look like give and take. So it's easy for you to assume that love is give and take when both people are just giving.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
It's more, in other words, so it's never what we call 50-50 type thing. And really, there's no expectation, is what you're saying. That when you give love, you don't expect anything back.
The only expectation is for them to receive the gesture as a loving gesture, not something that gives you something back. It's not a boomerang effect at all. It's more frisbee.
I think, and I really think what just me, my interpretation, is that you give it, like you said, manipulation, thinking you're getting something back. So that's why you give it, not because it's gonna not looking for nothing back, looking for something to come back.
Yeah, and that's what manipulation is versus what love is. Love is not looking for something back. Now, will you get something back? Oftentimes, most certainly, but you won't be disappointed if you don't get something back if you're not moving in manipulation, and that's the power of it.
Wow, I'm listening to you because I can think of some instances.
Oh yeah, this is against the grain. Let's unpack. Talk to me. Yeah, it feels weird.
And it does. You know what is hard though? I'm just going to speak on this situation, and I am showing love to people that have literally they could care less. And I think it took me a long time to realize it's not what they do, It's what I do. And that, think about that. Because normally, like you said, if I really was dependent on them to show it back to me, I'm not getting that back.
Not at all. Not
But
at
this is
all.
what I've learned too. Two wrongs don't make a right. If I showed them what they were doing, if I did the same thing to them with that they were doing to me, where does it end? That's what I've learned.
More
Where does
more
it
importantly, more importantly, um, you've allowed that person to change the core of you. Forget the where does it end. You've lost yourself.
woo,
Because if you are naturally a giving and kind person, and then you stoop down to the lower level of a person that is like that, you've lost you.
woo.
So I can't. We can go past the two wrongs don't make a right. You have lost control of who you are, and you've allowed someone to change the value and the core of you. That in itself, I wouldn't want any parts of it.
That is powerful. I'm just sitting here thinking about situations. I know I'm supposed to be doing the show.
Okay, it's not.
It is because I already know I'm living some of these situations that you're talking. I'm living them, and
Yeah.
no matter what, this is how I think. I'm like I still show kindness and I'm gonna tell you why. What you just said is why, because I don't want to become like that. I don't want
No.
that I call it negative energy. I don't
Yeah.
want negative energy on me. I don't want it's hard. Life is hard enough. I don't need negativity. I don't
Yeah.
it's very what is that gonna, I don't need that kind of energy. So my thing is to, and not that, and I don't want to say everything is good. I don't want to say that everything is going on is good in your life. So you're saying you give love, let me understand this
Yeah.
correctly,
Yeah. Yes,
with
ma'am.
expectation of anything.
No expect. The only thing that I expect or hope rather is that you understand the gesture to be something that I'm giving to you to show and approve your value. So for God to love the world that he gave his most precious thing suggests that you are as precious as that thing that was given. That means and that precious thing was him demoted in the human flesh to die just to have a relationship with you. That means you are to die for, literally to die for by the most precious being in the world. To
Wow.
understand that, there's nothing that my wife, my children, my family can do to devalue me or make me feel less than. I am literally to die for by the most precious and most valuable being on this earth that ever lived on this earth and created it.
Wow, wow, wow. This is deep. This is why, why do you think so much relationship advice feels like it's written for robots and not real people?
Because it's just repackaged teachings. So I take pride in saying that I'm not a doctor. And I like how you put yet. I will be receptive to an honorary doctorate, but the going to school to learn to be considered a doctor, I will never do that intentionally. And the reason for that is because in that means of teaching, I am taught what to think, not how to think.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is I'm going to have to take tests that tells me that my answer is right or wrong. So you're telling me what I should be thinking about a philosophy. You are feeding me a philosophy. My teachings
Mhm.
actually show and have proven that the philosophies that have been being taught are what's causing the issues in relationships. So I don't want to be tainted in my imagination or the core of the truth that is in me because I'm told how to think. I will continuously dive into the depth of the scriptures and things that I use as foundational to combat my questioning whether it's just my thoughts or what I consider truth, and then I will go from there. But to go and to be told how to think, I will never do that.
And I'm listening to, because I do have an honorary doctorate, and the
Yeah,
only and I
fair.
but I don't use it, so, and I'm gonna tell you why. Not that I don't have
That's fair.
I do have it, and people still call me Dr. Welch anyway. But I feel that the people I've seen struggle for those 7 years to get that doctorate. I think that's why I haven't used it. But then again, like people have been clear with me of nobody gave that to you. You earned it.
Exactly.
You didn't, yep. And I just haven't used it. But anyway.
I probably would never use it. I would clarify just like I clarified with you. And you're like, I feel like this is wrong. You're a doctor. I've literally had people, they just ignore the fact that I say, no, I'm not a doctor. And they will continuously call me doctor. They put it on paperwork. And I'm like, I did what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that is out of respect of me knowing many doctors and knowing the rigorous training and dedication and work that they put into receiving that. But again, as you shared, that doesn't take away from my work or my 10,000 hours that I've put into what it is that I've created and doctors now endorse and use at their own practices. But I will not allow for myself to be told how to think, especially when it comes to this, because it was me unlearning what I was taught by professionals that allowed for me to have a successful marriage.
That's big. That is really big. So I'm just going to ask you, what's the biggest lie we've been sold about love and who benefits from it?
And that's give and take. We kind of touched on it. It's love is give and take 50-50. That is the biggest lie, because that it sets you up for expectations. And I'm doing this with the expectation of receiving something in return. And love just does not work that way. And that's where and I'm saying that loosely, all of your frustration comes from, is because you did something with the expectation of something being given back. Whereas if you come from a place of love, you would only get that as a bonus.
Right.
And you'd be fine. So there is no loss in love. You can either break even or you can get a bonus, but you never lose.
Wow. I'm just in there listening, going, because I'm thinking of my life and things that are either have gone on or are going on or whatever, just incidents. And I can guarantee you a lot of problems I probably have created were because of my expectations.
Yeah, most certainly. Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Wow.
And expectations oftentimes is taught. So we're taking expectations, both sides, especially if we're talking about upbringings, culture, things of that nature. When you're taught to have an expectation of this experience because you've done this, now you bring that expectation to the respective relationship, not even considering the fact that they were taught a different expectation. And now you two are fighting for expectations that you never took the time to unpack or learn where it came from and things of that nature.
This is big. I'm just in awe. I'm going to be honest. Well, let's share with our audience because, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to tell you, I'll just say Dr. Fairley. And that's see, because of what the things you're saying are so powerful. That's the first thing I thought. I didn't even think of Mr. I was just Dr. Fairley. But not only does he have a book, so I'm going to have you, if you don't mind, show your book, because for those that are interested, they're going to see the book.
Yeah.
On top of that, it's a simulation. Is that
yes, ma'am.
It's a simulation.
It looks like a board game, but it's a simulation. Yes, ma'am.
Simulation. It looks like, I thought it was, and I'm not going to. It's a tool, ladies.
Well said. Yeah.
If you want to get a copy of this, but you have to go to the website to do that.
Yes,
I want to make sure I get this in because I don't want to leave without it. And I see comments are just flowing in. I have an audience. I haven't forgot about you.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay. We have Fayette. We have, where are we? Antonio. And here we go. And Oliver Welch. Oliver says, executive producer, hi, Mr. Fairley. Welcome to the show, and thank you for sharing your thoughts with the audience. Thank you, Oliver. He said, I appreciate him saying, because it means a lot. That tells you, when I tell you guys he's watching the show, he's watching the show.
Wow, that's awesome.
Nikki, hi, Nikki. And she's a super. Edward, that's an interesting perspective. I like it. All right. Nikki is a special. Awesome. She comes back on the show, which I definitely would like for you to come back too, because I know we're not gonna have enough time. He said, Edward, Thank you, Nikki, because this is not going to be enough time. I'm telling you, I'm just listening to you going, wow. No, seriously, this, because see, I'm not just listening, I'm applying it to my life. That's what I'm listening for, my application of how I can be a better wife, be a better mother. And well, I'll say this, expectations for my own children. For my children. So see how this is not about just being a wife. This is being a mother. It's being
exactly right. Love bleeds over to everything. There's absolutely nothing that love does not fit into. And that's why my teachings, oftentimes, even my clients, I have people that hire me as clients and they're not looking to be married, but they know that these tools will assist in their professional careers and things of that nature. We're talking about communication. We're talking about forgiveness. We're talking about identifying just things that trigger you and where they come from to allow for you to better maneuver and shift your perspective. So, yeah, love just is.
Wow. Well, okay. You say people are puzzles. What's the first piece someone needs to understand before they try to figure out anyone else?
Oh, that's good. That there's no you will never find a person that is similar to another person or puzzle rather. So the first piece is to realize that that puzzle is an individual. It's not, it is not generalized. It's not similar to, do not use this. Don't try to create a metaphor when it comes to another puzzle. Accept that puzzle as it is in its true essence of its individuality.
As it is, basically. You're saying
As it is, most certainly.
Because every single one of us, there's no two alike, no matter what.
That's correct. So all right, so we're created in the image of God.
Correct.
And God is like no one else. Then you cannot make me like someone else. I am an individual. And with that being said, the only way that you can successfully have a relationship with me is if you treat me as such. So to look at people as individuals, that will force you to submit to being a student of that person, as opposed to generalizing or compartmentalizing this person as, oh, this is like this, and trying to figure them out. We try to find the easiest way to do something. But if I look at you as an individual, I'm going to try to learn everything about you. Why do you think like that? Why do you do this? Why do you say this? What makes you laugh at that? Where, as opposed to assuming that because you are a woman, you think this way. Because you are a Gemini, you think this way. Because you are such and such, you think this way. Because the things that we think we know are the things we don't discuss, nor do we seek to learn and understand. So that's what prevents us from having effective communication. So if I look at everything as an individual, every person as an individual, I by default become a student and then learn what it is that I need to know about them to accommodate them and better respond to them.
I see why you said your people that come and in their business situation, business people, because they realize that that business is about relationship. That's right. Because if you don't have a good relationship with people, you're not going to be in business long. That's just
if you don't have a good relationship with yourself,
you
won't have a good business long. And
true.
most people don't have a good relationship with themselves.
Wow.
And they're trying to validate themselves through relationships without yet finding themselves first.
Woo! I'm just, every time you say something, like it's sticking to me. It's like, wow. But I would tell you, it's wow. Anyway, I'm going to go on because I see a couple of comments. So I see that. Oh, you said, Nikki said she needs a private consult, whatever. All right, I'm telling you, Nikki, I'm sitting up here my mind is just spinning. It is spinning of how many things have I done and didn't even know I was doing them. Wasn't even aware of them. That I'm sure misunderstandings have happened.
Certainly.
All of that I'm listening to you now thinking it could have been prevented.
Most certainly. Most certainly. Yeah.
I didn't have the tools. And I already know it is. I don't have to even guess. I already know that there were things I probably said or did unknowingly and cause friction and cause problems. But it was never, even though this is what I'm learning too. Though it wasn't my intent, doesn't mean I did not.
Well said. Well said. That is a very, say that again, please. People need to hear that.
It wasn't my intent. But we do it unintentionally.
Yeah.
So how do you, and then a lot of this is so much that's learned from childhood. It has So how do we, I'm just like, wow. I'm just sitting here going, how do you make it better?
Well, that is where I come into play. That's why. So if you think about it, and I'm loving this exchange because you're literally experiencing the no love experience. It is a mirror. You and I. So you are the only person you've never seen. You have to trust the reflection of what you've seen of you, but you've never seen you. You have to trust the mirror. You have to trust a phone, a selfie, someone's picture. You have never seen you. This is why it's very easy for us to be able to say what our friends need to do to resolve their issues. We can fix other people's problems because we see them, but we don't see ourselves. We don't pay attention to what we do, how we maneuver until now. No love, the simulation forces you to have an experience that takes you out of your body and sees yourself so that you can now identify, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was doing this by mistake. I didn't realize that this was influencing my way of maneuvering and thinking. And now because you see yourself, you can correct yourself. And because it's an experience, not just theory, you literally feel like, oh my gosh, I just got cheated on, or oh my gosh, I just had a divorce, or oh my gosh, I cheated on someone else. All of these things, there's no stone unturned in this simulation. You can pay for counseling to avoid divorce. You break up, you have children, you lose your job. There's everything in there, and you see yourself, and it feels like in that short hour or 90 minutes that you've had all of these experiences that takes people 5 to 10 years to have. And we all know that experience is the best teacher is probably not the one you want to take. But having that experience and feeling that ouch, that pain that comes as a result of the experience, you get the takeaway that allows for you to change.
Wow. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Oh, this is like, wow. Well, I know too, because audience, we do have a second speaker coming on today. So I want to make sure that what can you help our audience with? Well, first of all, before we do that, what is your website for those that are interested in your books? The book is on Amazon, but your simulation is on your website.
That is accurate. Yes. So noloveinc.com is my website. That's KNOW Love Inc. INC.com. So noloveinc.com is my website where you can receive the simulation. Matter of fact, just because I'm loving how you have indirectly blessed the concept and the fact that the whole concept is a mirror. Those who are listening, if it's in the month of June, I'm not sure when you'll hear it. If you type in Juneteenth, when it comes to paying, it will take 49% off the simulation for your viewers.
Wow. Did you guys hear that?
So for the code, if you type in Juneteenth, it has to be in the month of June. If you type in Juneteenth when it asks for like promo code, if you type that in, it will take 49% off of the simulation.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a comment by Elaine. Elaine says, oh my God. God has put me in 2 places in the last 2 days to hear and discuss quote unquote love. This has not been by accident because God makes no mistake. I'm definitely listening and absorbing, Edward. Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome.
And that's, what that, there's like all of us. I know what you mean, Elaine. I'm just listening to this and like going more wowie than I am anything because I feel like it's what I need to hear. I think sometimes this is I think, I'm going to be honest with you, Edward, that I show love. And when you don't, Not that it shouldn't be, not that it should be reciprocal, but then people are just literally disrespectful. And it feels like, well, maybe I shouldn't be showing love. This is how they're treating me. That's what, but then what you're saying is don't let that affect you no matter what they do.
Most certainly. That means you've been changed. That wasn't who you were. And to be loving doesn't mean you have to sit and be in an environment where you're being disrespected. Actually, that would suggest that you don't love yourself. And so it's the tit for tat. I can move myself from an environment of people that are disrespectful, but to
Yeah.
stay there suggests that you are receptive and accepting the disrespect. I would never do that.
Got it. All right, Nikki says, I love it. Come on, Nikki. That's what I know. But I know we have about 4 minutes left. So what can you give us to take with us today that would be a tool? I know, like you said, the simulation with the 40, thank you for that percentage off, the 49%. I can tell you now that we will be ordering it. Oliver and I are going to go through this. We've been married 20 years. You just tell me you and your wife been married over 20 years.
20,
also.
yes, ma'am.
At the same time, unfortunately, I actually know 4 people going through divorces. 4. 4 African-American couples. It's just, it hurts to know that. And at the same time, I know them personally, and that's what hurts too. And sometimes, this is my take on it, sometimes I think divorce is contagious. I think it's contagious.
Well, that's only suggestive of birds of a feather. Right. So yeah, if you're around it, it definitely could jump on you, especially if you're picking sides and trying to make their issues yours. Most certainly, it could definitely happen.
I actually was going to write a book about is divorce contagious, and a friend of mine said, "Have you been divorced?" I'm like, "No." He said, "How can you write that book?" But this is what I had to learn. Do you know people write books about stuff you may know about it, but you didn't have to experience it to write the book. That's what I.
Yeah, most certainly. So I mean, basically, what they're saying, like, I can write things. I say it like this: some things they're on you, but they're not in you. I have a lot of evangelists that what I teach is on them. They can talk to you about it and they can articulate it, but when they're going through it, they're not using it because it's not in them. It's something that it's in their headspace. It's not in the core of them. So I definitely get it. As far as the takeaway, the biggest thing that I typically find that my customers, they share and realize, it's their relationships and who their spouses are and their contributions, they don't change, but the relationship changed because their perspective did. And you've gotten a sample of that in this exchange. When you get to an awareness, that's why my company is called No Love. It's not no marriage. It's not no relationship. It's no love. When you get to this place of awareness of knowing and understanding love, the snares or traps that typically come that destroy love, you can see them from a mile away, and they're a joke to you, and you know how to navigate and maneuver through them. So it's really a shift of your perspective and really understanding and identifying love. And we spent most of this time unpacking manipulation versus love. So if you start working on that and checking your motive, well, why am I doing that? You'll be, that in itself is powerful enough for you to see a change and a shift. Because when I'm doing something and what you do or don't do does not impact me, that's a superpower. We think love is a weakness. I'm liberated of people. I'm not, people can't manipulate me or I do what it is that I honestly want and love to do. Right. Never what people manipulate or put a carrot in front of me to do. Doesn't work.
Wow. Well, I want to thank you for coming today, and please come back. Please.
I'll be glad. You asked me to be here. I'm gonna be here.
Okay, because I'm sitting here. We barely touched the surface. That's why I'm like, if you could come, I would love for you to come back again, because there's so much to this. It's not, and we are definitely, as I said before, and I hope you too, ladies and gentlemen, please order the simulation. We are going to order it. You can never learn too much. You can never know about which I agree with you. You can't see yourself, and like you said, when you see your friends and family, you can see everything. But then when they try to say something, oh no, I don't need any help with that. Of course, you don't have, we got nothing to say. We perfect. even though there's no such thing as perfection. Look,
Exactly. That's right. That's right.
but I like to thank you again. Please come back again.
Thank you
Please
for
do.
having me. Please, I'll be here. I've enjoyed this thoroughly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have another speaker today, which we don't really, this is not our norm, but it's okay. We are doing something different. We have this wonderful, wonderful lady. She is from the Lake Elsinore. She's the president of the Lake Elsinore uh, NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and it's branch number 1034. She's only been the president for a month, which is very short, by the way. But that's okay. You think about it. She's taken on the responsibilities. Her name is Rosie Brady. She's a new president as of April the 1st. She is deeply grateful and honored to represent and serve Southwest Riverside County Branch 1034 NAACP. This year, we have witnessed both challenges and triumphs in advocating for policy changes, combating Project 2025, pursuing economic and reproductive justice, and protecting voting rights and fighting hate crimes. In 2025 is a pivotal moment for us to advance policies and protect civil liberties, empower marginalized communities, and dismantle the barriers that perpetuate inequality. We must remember that our strength lies in unity. There are volunteer opportunities to serve on various committees that provide resources to the surrounding cities we serve. I ask you for your support in becoming a member of the branch and also to attend city council and school board meetings to be a voice for change in our community. I am deeply grateful for the passion and support of our members, volunteers, and partners. Together, we are the heartbeat of change. In solidarity, Rosie Brady, President, NAACP, Branch 1034. Welcome to the NAACP, which was founded in 1909. It is the nation's oldest and largest civil rights organization. From the ballot box to the classroom, the thousands of dedicated workers, organizers, leaders, and members who make up the NAACP continue to fight for social justice for all Americans. And the Lake Elsinore, this is the communities, the Southwest Riverside County branch. They represent Lake Elsinore, Corona, Norco, Canyon Lake, Wildemar, Murrieta, Temecula, Menifee, Sun City, and Paris. We welcome all to join us in our unified effort to promote democracy and social justice. Ladies, I'm wrong. I'm saying ladies, I was going to say welcome to the stage, but it looks like I'm looking at I'm sure she'll be right back. And that was for Rosie to come on. But I will tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, I have been working with Miss Rosie for just a couple of weeks, not that long. And when I tell you this lady is on the ball, she calls, she texts, she emails. I'm like, she is making sure that whatever needs to be done is done for her branch of the NAACP. And though she's only been there a month, think about that. That's a short amount of time. This Friday, they are having their Juneteenth celebration, and it is in Lake Elsinore. And I'm going to let her come on and tell you about it. But I saw her come in, and it is the president of the Lake Elsinore branch, NAACP, Rosie Brady. Rosie? Hi, Rosie.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can. How
Hi.
are you? Welcome.
I'm great. I'm excited to be on your show.
Oh, we're glad to have you too. We really are. Well, tell us, why don't you do this?
Yes.
I know you can tell us about yourself. You were the vice president.
So I have been with the NAACP for over 7 years. And I came in as a secretary. I became the first vice, and now I am the president as of April.
Wow. How is that exciting for you?
It is exciting. It's interesting. I'm beginning to meet a lot of people. I'm starting to attend the different city council meetings, the different events going on in the counties that we serve. It is a good way to meet people and network and be involved in the community.
All right. Well, I know, and then this is we don't. I wish I had more time because I know we had a time restraint today. But I'm actually going just really want you to share with the audience what is. I see the beautiful poster behind you. What is Juneteenth? Why don't you give us a
Yes,
really
Juneteenth.
Why don't you give
Well,
us a
Juneteenth. Yes, yes. Well, Juneteenth commemorates the end of slavery in the United States, specifically the day the last enslaved Americans were informed of their freedom in Galveston, Texas. So it's a very important day. It's historical. It's an event that you can't change. It is part of history. Um, it's a federal recognition holiday now as of 2021. Biden signed it into office as a federal holiday to take off. And so we're excited about that. And it was, it went through Congress. It passed unanimously through Congress for this to be a legal holiday. So that was an exciting event in 2021. And so we celebrate Juneteenth because it is considered Emancipation Day, Freedom Day, our new Independence Day. So that's what Juneteenth is all about. It's a very important day, and that's why we're celebrating it for our Juneteenth event this Friday at the
oh,
Diamond Stadium in Lake Elsinore.
now to my knowledge about Juneteenth, it was that slavery had ended, but it would be 2 years before the slaves in Texas found out that slavery ended, and they brought the troops in.
That is correct.
Because they didn't acknowledge it. They didn't want.
Absolutely.
They wanted, and so they were actually. So that day is the day that the troops came in and actually freed the slaves. Okay.
Right. So in 1863 is when it really was. It was 2 years earlier when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed by Abraham Lincoln, but they did not share that information until 2 years later. So can you imagine being free, not knowing you're free, and your slave owner still keeping you under their feet? It's a hard thing to think about, to look back at, but we can look forward to the fact that it did become a Freedom Day, and we're celebrating it each year to show that it matters. It's history. We can't erase it. It is true history.
Wow, that's wonderful. Well, I know too. It's this the first celebration for Lake Elsinore for Juneteenth, or this is.
They did one years and years ago, but this is where we're trying to make it a movement. We're saying this is going to be our signature event. We're so happy that Sean Brock's at the Storm Stadium is allowing us to host it there. Shout out to Sean, because it is important for us to be out there, to people to know about Juneteenth. There's a lot of people don't know about Juneteenth, and some people do. And so I made these cards, these posters, and I put on the back of them what Juneteenth really meant. So give people an idea of the meaning of Juneteenth. So it is being recognized more and more by more and more cities. I remember when I first moved here to the Riverside County, there weren't that many festivals or Juneteenth celebrations. And now there's numerous cities celebrating Juneteenth that did not celebrate it before. So they've kind of jumped on the bandwagon to celebrate Juneteenth.
What I think it is that they see the well, and plus I think when it became a national holiday, that had something to do with it.
Yes, absolutely.
That was it. But I agree with you. Initially, when I was growing up, we never even heard of Juneteenth. It only became in the last, I want to say 15, 20 years or something.
Right. Absolutely.
Growing up, and it was never even.
And I think that's why,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why you hear a lot about, in these schools, we need to be teaching true history. Right. Shakespeare, all that is fine, but that's not true history. We need to be learning, and people need to know the true history. And Juneteenth is one of the important historical events that is part of our history.
How did the name Juneteenth come about?
So Juneteenth came about because that is the actual day that the proclamation, it was signed in 1863, but it was actually forced and enacted to make African Americans free on June 19, 1865. And so the name does have a meaning. I was doing some research, and it means port. Let's see, I have it here. It's portmanteau. It means part of June and Juneteenth. And so
Okay.
June and 19th, that's what portmanteau means, Juneteenth. So, you know, it's kind of a breakup of how the name came about. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What time does the celebration start at the Diamond Stadium?
So for anyone that's not aware, Lake Elsinore has a baseball stadium. I'm sure most baseball fans are aware, but it's this Friday at Diamond Stadium from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. We have so much planned. Our itinerary is full from the time we start until the time we end. We have everything from guest speakers, city councils, mayors, singers. We have over 35 dancers coming. It's a
Wow.
Western theme. So put your boots on, your cowboy hat, your Daisy Dukes, whatever you want to wear. And let's make this a fun event, you guys. This is a time to celebrate. So I know it's hot, but you know, if you can find some Western wear, it's not mandatory, but a lot of people will be wearing their cowboy hats, their cowboy boots, and it's going to be in the evening. So hopefully it's not going to be as hot at 5 o'clock as it is at 12 o'clock. So come out, celebrate with us. We're going to be giving out a lot of raffle prizes. And just to give a shout out to our local businesses here, I can't name them all, but a lot of them will be recognized at the stadium for participating and giving us raffle prizes. We will make this a fun event. We have a DJ. We have a gentleman coming from LA that's going to be doing a little special whispering experience for us from like where the Whispers sing. He sings their songs. But we have a jam-packed program. We will have color guards there. We will have speakers, poets, dancers. I'm so excited. I'm ready. I have my cowboy boots laid out, my hat laid out, and I'm ready to have a good time.
I can tell. Like I said, and also, ladies and gentlemen, I am on program. I'll talk about why you know it's so important to write down our stories, even our recipes. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, people pass away and take those recipes with them?
Yes,
and
they do.
One lady tell me, well, I just put a pinch here and a pinch there. I said, then say you put a pinch of whatever you're putting in there.
Right,
I said,
write it down.
People don't. And then next thing you know, I have my aunt's recipe. I'm making homemade ice cream. I have hers. I have another. My sister-in-law made mac and cheese. And every time I make it, I love it. I'm glad. And unfortunately, they've gone on to glory. But I wrote down recipes because they were so good. I'm so glad I took the time to keep them so I can pass them on to the next generation. So it's little things like that we take them for granted. But
absolutely.
We don't know. Nobody knows when they leave in here. Nobody knows.
Well, the other thing about foods is that there are certain foods that are attributed to Juneteenth, and those are red foods like red velvet cake, red strawberry drink, watermelon. And so we're trying to work with the stadium to see if we can get a special red drink. You know, it's going to be fun if we can get that, but we're working on that. But just remember, have fun with it. Come out, celebrate with us. We're looking forward to it. And we want to do this every year, bigger and better each and every year. We have vendors there. We have over 30 vendors that will be there, some informational, some selling their products, whether it's their books or their clothing, their jewelry, or their products that they make, soaps and candles or whatever. We have a host of different vendors that will be there. And come out and support us, support the stadium. And the other thing I want to say is we need support. We are a nonprofit. We're the NAACP. We have been in business for over 116 years. And the NAACP was started in New York City. And it wasn't started just by Black people. It was started by white and Black people. So let's not forget, it's not a Black organization. It's a people's organization, although it was started based on the lynchings and the racial discrimination. But we have a variety of people on our team of different races. We want people to be a part of NAACP because we serve all of Southwest Riverside, from Temecula to Marietta to Menifee, Wildomar, parts of Corona, Lake Elsinore. There's another place I can't think of, Canyon Lake. So we serve the community. And just for people that don't know, we have different committees. We have education committees that help with children when they're graduating high school. We try to give out scholarships each year. It's not a lot of money if we don't take in money. We are a nonprofit, so we need your dollars. A lot of places will give us gift certificates or things for raffles, but we really need financial dollars. And it takes a lot to put on a program for Juneteenth because we have to decorate, we have to buy balloons, we have to, make the place look like it's Juneteenth. I mean, this banner behind me is not free. I had to pay for it, right? So let's remember our website is NAACP branch 1034. Even if you don't remember the website, if you just say NAACP Lake Elsinore, you will find us. That's the best way to remember, NAACP Lake Elsinore. We meet once a month on the fourth Saturday at Grace and Truth Worship Ministries. We would love to have you come out, be a part of our general body meetings, and be a part of the branch. We need all hands on deck, all boots on the ground. And the other thing is the education committee is just one. We have voter rights, we have veterans, we have a communications chair, we have housing chair, we have different chairs that support the community. We have a legal redress team. A lot of people don't realize that we're here until they have a problem. And we'll have people tell us, we didn't know NAACP were here, but if they need us, they do find us. And so that's the key to remember. We are here to support our community, but we need your help. We need your donations. So please go to NAACP, Lake Elsinore, make a donation to us today so we can put on a bigger and better Juneteenth for 2026.
Wow. Well, I want to tell you, thank you, Rosie, for coming on here, Miss Rosie.
Thank you for having me.
You've been a president for 1 month. And when I tell you, you hit the ground running, you hit the ground running.
Thank you.
You on the phone. I seen the emails. I seen the text messages. You are taking care of business. I just really want to give you your props for doing that. I
appreciate it.
You know what? You're the president and that's it. You hit the ground and said, we got things to do and take care of and let's get busy. Well, I should say, those ladies and gentlemen, in Riverside County, there are actually 2 NAACPs. You're one, and then there's a Riverside.
Right. We're the Southwest branch, and they're more of the North branch. So if you're further into Corona, we only goes to a certain part of Corona closest to the Lake Elsinore area, but the whole Corona area is another organization for NAACP. But we'd love to have you join either our branch or the Corona branch if you're in that area. And again, membership is only $30 a year. So that's $2 a month, $2 and some change a month. So most people can afford that. I mean, people buy Starbucks coffee, right? And 2 or 3 times a day for $6 and $7. And we're talking $2 a month. Okay. So $2 and some change a month.
It is so worth it. We've been members. I've been members for years of the Riverside branch. And it's one of those. And I was actually on the legal redress committee.
Really? Oh, good.
And so, but I work with an attorney. I would read whatever the issue was.
The complaints were, yes.
As they came in, and I would refer that to the attorney, and then we would I learned a lot because I would work with them on how we would address it. So,
and I'd just like to add to that, for legal redress, we have on our website that if you have a complaint, you go there, you fill it out. Of course, it has to be in writing. We don't take verbals. Everything has to be in writing. But it has to be a civil rights complaint. However, if you have other complaints, our legal redress team will, direct you where you need to go or who you need to talk to. But we are there to support us. And again, we're branch 1034 in Lake Elsinore. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. We have another comment. It says, hello, President Brady. So glad to meet you on Mary's podcast. I'm on the education committee of Branch
Yay!
10. I'm also SoCal Action Chair for Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority and Theta Phi Sigma alumni.
Great. All right. Thank
you
you for chiming in. Yes, and just a reminder, you guys, we need your support. We need your support. We need your dollars. We want to put on more events for holidays. We want to do a Freedom Fund dinner, but we need funds to do it. So please go to Branch 1034 Lake Elsinore, NAACP, and I'll see you there. I'm on the page as your president. Reach out to me. I'd love to meet you. And don't forget, come to our meetings on the 4th Saturday. It's on the website, the location. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. I want to thank all of you for being here. I don't want the system to cut me off, so I'm going to go. But I will see you next Monday. Bye, everybody. Love you. Bye-bye.